Good morning, Americans. This is your private alien and Boo Boos Bubba here on the morning of Sunday, June 28th, 2020. And here is a question: COVID 19, where to go now? Well, most of your states are supposed to be open, so they say. And you notice that your COVID 19 cases and deaths haven't gone down. And why not? Well, the assumption that your so called experts had was that this was a virus like the flu. It would work in the winter, die down during the summer, and come back in the winter. Well, unbeknownst to them, this is a hybrid virus. Created by the Chinese, maybe? Everything points to them. And why is it still in the atmosphere? Because it's found a way of sustaining itself in the atmosphere. It's not passed by people to people no more. Masks were a good idea when you first started. And shutdown was a good idea. But you didn't do what you had to do within that period. Now you have to do what you got to do without a shutdown, and that's going to make it even tougher. So here's what you need to do, humans, especially Americans. In the United States, where you're number one, well, China is number one, but they're not going to report that. They got hit more than you know. And they're still doing it. They've launched, what, 4 launches since November? So are they still putting the virus up there? Probably. They won't tell you. But that's the only reason why the virus is being sustained, because somebody's putting it in the atmosphere. And the only country outside the United States that's launched more rockets into space is China. So the evidence is pointing to them right now. What do we do? Well, we stop this stupid bickering and political, and a stupid president that doesn't know his head from his rear end, and you know who that is, both here and in Brazil, the top two countries that are really getting killed. Mexico is having a problem, but Mexico doesn't have the resources to handle that. Neither did Brazil, Peru, or Chile. And Colombia's getting the heat up. Panama's getting the heat up. And look at the Asians. India and the Indian subcontinent. India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. That's beginning to be a hot there. Russia is still pointing, and the numbers are higher than what Russia's reporting. So Russia's over 1 million, I betcha. And the death rate's got to be closer to 90, 100,000 maybe in there. China's got to be over 300,000 dead already. But they're not going to tell you this. And here's what we need to do, Americans. Each state, the governor of each state, should look at their state, break them down into 10 sectors, and each sector into 10 grids, and have a team composed of your local health department, CDC, EPA, and a very knowledgeable computer person that knows how to do arithmetic problems with what do you call those, anagrams, to develop a system. Because you need to go through each one of those grids, figure out, number one, the people that got infected at that local grid, if it's got a hospital in that grid, and if the people are from that grid, talk to them, see what they did. Then you bring people in to sample the air of that grid, and take it and sample and see how much of the virus is there. And if you have a virus, wherever you sample the air, and the virus is the strongest, that's where you put in air purifiers. You also need to build air purifiers that you can fit on the truck, like a street sweeper, and do it twice a day in those grids. Because you need to mitigate the virus. Otherwise, you're going to see your curve, as Dr. Fauci puts it, going flat and up, but not down. And the reason it's flat is because somebody is reinforcing the atmosphere with the virus. Otherwise, it would have gone down. And then you got to figure out, in the countries of Spain and that, they haven't opened up yet. Let them open up and see what happens, because you're gonna have to take the deaths. Unfortunately, you got no choice now. You missed your chance. But you're not going to end up with 2.1 billion dead if you do it this way. If you don't, you're going to end up with 2.1 billion dead and 155 million here in the United States. This is your favorite alien and Boomoose Baba saying, you won't listen to me. But anyway, this will be out there in the video so that your descendants can find out, why were you so stupid? Good day.